Hi, I'm Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net, and a viewer had written in wanting to know what is the difference between settling and being realistic. And I think it's a great question because there is a distinction. Here's the way I would describe this. Settling means you could do better, and you know it. Settling means you have let yourself stay in a relationship or you've entered a relationship with upfront compromises. You're not getting a lot of the things you want, and you know it. But for whatever reason, you are not motivated enough to make a change. You could feel that it's too much work, takes too much effort, it's just fine for now, or your real focus is on some other aspect in your life. But settling always implies that you could have shot higher and you've chosen not to. Now, being realistic means that you have carefully looked at all of your dating opportunities. You've looked at every prospective mate that realistically would come into your life. And then you've looked at the factors in your life that have limited that pool of candidates. And out of that limited pool of candidates, you have found an adequate, agreeable partner that is realistic for where you are in your life. For example, if you're doing 100-hour weeks, you're at Goldman Sachs, you're a grad student, you are a professional athlete, it would be realistic to find a mate that understands that they get 2 hours of your time a week, if that, okay? That is a certain kind of partner for a certain segment of your life that needs to be in harmony with what you have to offer at the time. It may not be your ultimate goal, but for where you are, it's agreeable. Being realistic means if I'm a 65-year-old woman living in an adult community and there are a couple of widows, it might be realistic that I would choose from one of those candidates. If there is some factor that limits you, being realistic is taking all of your pluses, all of the negatives, and saying, what is the best that I can do? Now, in a realistic relationship, we are being honest. There may be things about ourselves or our lifestyle that aren't optimal for drawing in our ultimate partner, but at least we know that we are doing the best with what we have. So I hope that that answers your question, and there's nothing wrong with being realistic. We always shoot for the highest. And we also try to unlimit our mind, because sometimes there's a marked difference between what we feel is realistic and limited beliefs that have suppressed what is actually possible. So check that out before you start to be too realistic. Thanks a lot, Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net. If you prefer to hear this on podcast, check out The Susan Winter Show on iTunes. Thank you.